I'm sure we're all familiar with the phrase, as easy as riding a bike. And to be fair, once you've mastered the art of cycling, it is pretty straightforward. But I guess most of you can also remember what it was like taking those first tentative steps before pedalling independently. In my case, with my brother holding onto the back of my seat and running along beside me as I tried to steer, pedal, balance and brake at the right times. Well, things have moved on a pace since then. Now, Maria, I didn't exactly learn how to ride a bike on a penny farthing, but it was a number of years ago. So what's changed over the years?
Well, 40% of children cannot cycle by the age of 6. So there's a significant number of children that can't cycle by that age and then continue never to cycle. We were introduced to balance bikes about 6 years ago in Germany, and this is the way that most children on the continent learn how to ride a bike.
So this is a balance bike, and as you can see, there are no pedals and there are no stabilisers. The key thing about that is that it doesn't need clearance for the ground, so it's set very low to the floor. The seat height is adjustable, and also the handlebars are adjustable in height. Air-filled tyres, which makes it a nice, comfortable ride. This particular balance bike has a very low step through, so that the child can put their leg through and get on the saddle quite easily. And also the seat angle comes out so that when the seat goes higher, it extends the reach as well as the height for the child, and it puts less pressure on the spine and on the pelvis.
Meet the Oldhams. Dad Paul, Mum Sally, 5-year-old Declan and Jessica, who's 2.
Having your first bike, it's your first piece of independence, and it's a very important step in life, and this is a brilliant way to do it.
This is the Simcock family. Dad Greg, Mum Katie and 4-year-old Amelia.
Greg and I are both from a good cycling background, have both competed internationally, so we're very keen for Amelia to be good on a bike and to enjoy it as a family.
Some very excited youngsters here today.
Fantastic.
So what exactly are you going to be doing with them today?
Well, today we're going to be running through one of the sessions, right from square one, which is warm-ups, balance games, walking with a balance bike, setting up little gliding, so we'll try to get them to glide and get their feet up. Feet up! Good boy, well done! As soon as they get the feet up, then they're starting to develop that sense of balance. It's all about confidence. As soon as the kids have got confidence, their learning ability accelerates dramatically. High five, high five.
So how do they make the transition from running, lifting their feet, to actually pushing the pedals?
Well, that really is the magic moment, and what we find is that through the course and them developing a really strong sense of balance, the pedalling is a secondary motion really, and as you've seen today, pedalling comes quite naturally.
What do you like best about riding the bike?
Riding fast. I like going down. I like pedalling. It's kind of fun because you go fast and speedy.
It's just fantastic today. They've gone through the basics of balance and then the progression onto the pedal bikes, but they've been playing, which is the important thing. They've had fun, and it's you get an end result from this, which is fantastic.
Well, Vicky, we've seen the youngsters enjoy balanceability. What's the next stage?
One option would be bikeability. Bikeability is known as the new cycling proficiency for the 21st century. It's all about teaching children to ride their bikes, balancing skills, emergency stops. And level 2 goes out onto the roads and it's delivered in real live traffic environment. And level 3 is more advanced cycling. So for example, if children want to cycle to school.
Now is the perfect time to spark your kids' interest in cycling. And this is just one of the ways to introduce them to the sport. And who knows, we might discover the next generation of Chris Hoys, Bradley Wiggins and Victoria Pendletons.
And Jill and Roger have joined us on the sofa. Jill, it is true what you say. The balance bikes combined with the Olympic legacy could be like a perfect storm for kids starting off.
Absolutely, and you can see the fun they're having as well. That's the important thing, the fact that the kids enjoy what they're doing. Both my kids learned to ride bikes on the balance bikes. They got that core stability, and then now they're whizzing around, think they're Mark Cavendish. Do you think this is the end for stabilisers as we know it? Well, I think so. I think they're a little bit unsafe. I wouldn't want to put a kid on a bike with stabilisers. They get a false sense of security. They're not aware of their surroundings properly, and then you take them off and down they go. So I think it's a fantastic way to get kids interested, get them able to ride a bike properly, balance properly, and then off they go on the crank.
The first few wobbly years, I suppose, Roger, are something that we are all aware of, but it was even more difficult for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, as a kid I had calcified eardrums, so that added to the problems of balance. You know, if it did affect the bones on the inner ear, which made it harder for me to know when I was actually falling over. So yeah, balance bike would have been better for me. I think I would have fallen off at lower speeds as well, because that's the other thing with a bike. You can get quite quick on a full-grown bike, but you know, teaching them at such a young age, learning to balance at those slower speeds, it's just got to be a good way to go on.
And presumably it'll help you in your current career. In a few years' time, if you're still doing it, there'll be so many more cyclists